way. You mean I'm the generous king for real? Been sleeping, I light up the street, got screaming like Billie Jean for real. My from the M, I got M's in the bank, yeah, M's in all my streams for real. Feeling like Phil, they be living like Carlson if I leave him in the wheel. Shoot my shot like ayy. Hit the red dot like ayy. Finger on the like ayy.
Yo, what's
Isaac underscore is underscore the underscore best. WSG bro.
What's up, everybody? This is your boy, Gang! With another match. I had to start my whole team over again, so
Isaac underscore is underscore the underscore best. Remember me from yesterday.
Yes, I remember you from yesterday. I know, because you told me you had to go eat, and I went and fell asleep, so we go. What I'm going to do is today, I am going to play my one of my old favorite songs, old theme songs from the NFL.
You know I can't forget that.
So let's go ahead and hit it. Oh, no, I guess not, because the damn thing is not working. So that's too bad. There we go. No, I got it.
Isaac underscore is underscore the underscore best. W song.
W song. What that's supposed to mean?
Like damn, wop, I get a like yearn. I'ma drop top. The sun won't burn when it lit like wop, but the stripes ain't earned. I'ma get it right now. I ain't waiting no turn. Got a brand new house, try to avoid my hurt. About 6 point something in the field like church. Or the hood got whack and the shed went turn. Got a 488 in the glide like Kurt. I've been living off golf on the last.
So let's go ahead and get this party started.
Now I'm smelling like gold. Call me Ice Cube, baby, when they sit on my chair. Trying to play up my name when I'm 20.
Yeah, before I start this,
I just want to say a few things.
Isaac underscore is underscore the underscore best. The NFL song gives me chills.
Oh, come on, bro. That was way, like, come on, man. That song is from the way old school, man. From the old defense NFL. So, I mean, it's old school. I mean, you might not know about it, but I know about it because I'm old school. So, yeah.
Isaac underscore is underscore the underscore best. Do you watch basketball?
Do I watch basketball? Yes, I love watching basketball. And speaking of that, I have one favorite. I have two favorite teams that I used to like. I still do like them, but one is the Lakers and the other one is the Magic. So those are the only two ones that I like so far. So yeah, I'm into basketball a lot. Yep. Any other questions that you want to ask?
Isaac underscore is underscore the underscore best. I'm a Golden State Warriors fan.
Oh, so you are Golden man. Man, I thought you was talking about the NBA, man. I didn't know you was talking about college. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'll take that back. The Golden State is the NBA. Okay, I'll take that back. So I am pretty hyped today. So I might be. Yeah, a few games, I guess. I'm pretty upset. here drinking the whole damn thing of soda, I should be all the way awake. But, so, anyway, let's go ahead and get this thing started. You know what? Alright. I'm trying to get on, you know, I really want to start my own community, but I don't really know how to do that. But I'm still learning how to do it. I'm still trying to get more people in here. So, you know, so most people can have, so we're going to talk about more sports and stuff like that, and we like to do sports and stuff like that. Because I used to play sports, I used to play football myself, you know what I'm saying? I used to play semi-pro. Yeah, so anyway, right now, we gotta, so, are we gonna play later, or are we gonna play now? Because I'm getting ready to start the franchise with the Jaguars in Kansas City. So, or unless you want to wait till I'm done the whole franchise, then we can start playing. It's up to you. What are you going to do? God, dog, I don't forget my damn. This sucks.
Isaac _ is _ the _ best. We can play later cause I have a bunch of family over.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. You know, I hope I hope you have a good day spending with your family, man. And like you're right. We can play later. And I mean, so I'm still gonna be up anyway. So you know, no matter me. But you know, like I said, go ahead and enjoy your family, man. And I know they want to see you and talk to you. So I mean, are you still gonna be on here, or are you gonna get off here and go spend time with your family?
Isaac _ is _ the _ best. What time is it for you?
Well, right now it is 10:42 over here. So I'll probably still be up. So I'll probably still until like 4 o'clock in the morning anyway, 4:30.
Isaac _ is _ the _ best. For me it's 8:42.
Yeah, y'all time is more different from ours. You know what I'm saying? We up here in the cold, so I'm up here in the cold. So where y'all is it's still early for y'all. But up here where we at, it's 10, almost 11 at night. So yeah.
Run it back. Let's run the numbers up and run it back. You see us out here getting to the bag. Run the numbers up and run it back. Run it back. Just run the numbers up and run it back. Oh no, when we get the bag. Yeah, don't you get too mad. Run it back.
Money, you really don't need to talk about it. Move quiet, you should try it, there's some clout around it. Chase it, and overthinking the process. Outside of the gate, spewing that nonsense. On the phone, we begging women to come out. Back to back.
So for me and you, we still I still have plenty of time. So I'm not gonna really go to sleep yet until I'm really to my eyes closed. So like I said, man, go ahead and spend time with your family, bro. And you know, go and have fun with them.
I was 17 and had them shipping the Benson. I was 16 eating steak with Russell Simmons. I was 15 in the basement with a vision I could
run it back.
Alright, so yes, we're going to finish here. Alright. Alright, y'all. I will be the Jacksonville Jaguars and going to Kansas City because I used to live in Jacksonville, Florida. I was born and raised down there. That used to be my team, but it's not my team anymore. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this game started. I just want to hear my intro for the first, well, I didn't say the first time. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this started. Let's do the intro again. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Roundtable discussing the way that we get to the rack. Matter the game. Welcome to week 1 of the NFL coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Sunshine State here in Jacksonville. Along with Charles Davis, Brandon Garden, and we finally made it partner through the winter, through the spring, now into the summer, and football finally back.
But during the gold,
We all cherish our vacation time.
I knew I should have changed my
You were
freaking
the same
helmet.
as me. When you were working out, when you were doing things, you thought about football, didn't you? And you couldn't wait to be back up here again.
That's a good kickoff for me. So here we go. So we are going, so Tennessee's going to kick off. Well, I'm going to kick off. Yep, I'm going to kick the ball.
Reporter Logan Cook set
And
to
it's
start
up.
the proceedings, and we are underway here in Jacksonville.
Alright. Let's go. And he stopped
And the
at the
tackle going to be
25
made right there at the 25-yard line. And the Chiefs offense going to make their way
So,
out
let's
at
go
the
ahead and
helm.
get the
And
game
now
rolling.
three-time Super Bowl MVP in his 8th season in the NFL. It's Patrick Mahomes.
I think it's safe to say that at this point in his career, there's really nothing he hasn't accomplished by this time. 3 Super Bowl rings, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 league MVPs, a couple of All-Pro nods, and a passing title. When you lay it all out, it doesn't even sound real, especially when you consider the fact he's not even 30 years old. Now he has his sights set on being the first quarterback to 3-peat. If there's anyone who can do it, it's
And
certainly
he
him.
didn't, so.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Came on the 1st and 10.
Again, it's Pacheco. He is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
There we go.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Too much that time. It's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They fake the give. Mahomes. Goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Fourth down, Matt Ariza sit on the punt.
And then we're going to see what the Jaguars have in store for them.
This is fielded at the 27. Following the punt return
Right
here,
on the
there's
32.
someone shaken up. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason.
Why
Hopefully
do
nothing
we always have to
serious.
get
They'll
injured?
take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
Like, really, why do we always have to get 300?
Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at about the 32. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Oh, good pass.
Davis. Taken down
quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
Now Lawrence. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive, INT.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
A good spaced out right there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Well, he had to fight that time. Ran through one tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say? Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily able to turn to the side.
And this one nearly intercepted. Oh, that's a ball he thinks he should have had. Instead, maybe a chance for the offense to get 3 out of it after all. 4th down.
I know ultimately that feels like a good defensive play, but I know it's really not. They had a chance to keep points off the board. Now they have a chance to kick a field goal by missing that shot.
Yeah, especially at this spot in the field. He's got to be upset he couldn't come up with that INT. Sliding out of the pocket. The Jags come up empty on 4th down, and the Chiefs defense comes up with a stop. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Mahomes going to throw. That's for the former Cardinal and Raven. It's Hollywood Brown. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Now here's Mahomes. Escaping the pressure. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Devin Lloyd, the one to get home and earn that sack.
But many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole they can't get out of.
Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. Back to throw here. And they'll set up the screen to Pacheco. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before you get the first down.
And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked come to the line to start their next drive. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on fourth, didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine that was with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on fourth down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride in the offense this go-around. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. A run here with Dearness Johnson. And getting this just shy of midfield, they spotted at the 49. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. Blocking at the point of attack there was very strong. He had a couple of running lanes.
And I never want to overlook the offensive line, but that's what they get paid to do. How about the quarterback? Everyone thinks all he's going to do is throw the football. His movement and deception can help a running game as well.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. He's going to launch it for Washington. That's going to be incomplete.
Zone coverage there, they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, it was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Up the middle, Johnson. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now Jones. Making the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 40. Now, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. We'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. A first down carry here for Johnson. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. Throwing, Jones. Forced out to his left. Open road, this is James, the tight end. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 22-yard line.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
In motion is Washington. They'll look to throw now on first down. Rolling to his right. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
They go back to the ground with Johnson. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who is shaken up. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Here we go now on 1st and goal. In motion left is Thomas. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. And a nice pickup there. Gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal.
Now they'll put a receiver in motion left. Bigsby once more. And he'll be stopped up short as the tackle is made at about the 3. Called a a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. From the 3-yard line once more. Now here's 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Jones. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and not different.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Here's the Jaguar kick team now as they run up and send this one away. And up to about 26-yard line, just across the 25. KC's offense ready to take over. This one a little slow to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they begin with a 1st and 10.
Secondary, they've gone unchallenged so far in the first half.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now Wentz. Now a swing pass. It's Edwards alone. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
They'll find his running back, Edwards Alaire. And they go backwards here. Yardage back at the 48-yard line. Again, it's Wentz. That's into the hands of Worthy. Takes this to the 45. Broken tackle. Wanted a little extra space. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. Working from the gun, Wentz. That's into the hands of Worthy once again. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the 1st down. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up the 4th down. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And that will tie us at 3-3. So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD. And it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, I would say for the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part in there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far. Finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So we have reached halftime in our first preseason matchup of the year. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. Back to you guys in just a minute as we've started the countdown to opening night. Remember, the preseason has shrunk from 4 games down to 3. So just 2 more weeks of preseason action follow this, and then we get it all started on the first Thursday after Labor Day. In our game, at the very least, you can't say it's not competitive. All tied up at halftime. And for the call of the second half, we get you back out to Brandon Gott.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Probably not likely to see many starters in the second half as we get back at it underway in this preseason opener. Oh, some strong running. And not much happening on the return as they get this to about the 23. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the get-go. Just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
They go play action here on first down. Rolling to his left. That's complete to Parker Washington. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Another first down there as this one goes for 25. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Off play action. Jones. And all that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run and the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 15-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Now hand off to Bigsby. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Bigsby once more. The Chiefs D closes in on him again, and they drop him behind the line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
We saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he takes a
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. Back to throw. Jones. Wide open receiver complete. And the Jaguars are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off the drive with 6 points.
What an excellent end result for them. But let's go back to the decision, first of all, to go for it all on 4th down. A lot of pressure on the quarterback's shoulders, but they knew he could handle it. Makes the right read there, gets the ball to his receiver. They get the 1st down. It's now 1st and goal.
Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's 1st and goal. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle. Take this one for the Jags touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the open drive of the second half. Riley Patterson now for the extra point. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. And this game was all square at halftime, and now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching their point for point. It's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, 1st down.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice game.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Got exactly what they wanted there out of the RPO and had the defense out of position.
One word for you there. Excellent. Because he read all the keys properly, made the right decision, and look at the result. Pretty substantial game.
In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. Shotgun now wins. And that'll be incomplete. Here's a 2nd-round pick. Many scouts thought he could have gone higher than that.
And I was one of them. Even though I don't scout for any particular team, I had a 1st-round grade on him. And frankly, I'm surprised he lasted to the 2nd round. They got a steal with this player.
They added a lot of talent to a roster that really needed an infusion of youth. They got a very good infusion of youth.
And they didn't really reach to get anyone as well. They stuck to their draft philosophy, got the best players they could at the time they were drafting, and inserted them into their lineup. That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the flags? Able to push forward, pick up that 1st. And they'll send the tight end in motion. From the gun, it's Wentz. That's caught right side by Worthy. So no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports.
I am conquesting it. I am conquesting it. I am conquesting it. You need to do more. Do for Hilton.
It's the Chiefs with the football, but with work to do on the scoreboard, they trail as we start quarter number 4. Wentz now to throw. And we'll look underneath me for Edwards alone. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
And we see another pitch and catch there. back, this position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Edmonds and Laird, they'll try to run for it. And this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out. So many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, you and I both been to practices where we've seen, hey, third down situation. Make sure you focus just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation. After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ear. Now, you can't run with the ball until you catch it, trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
Able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
And this is the worry, because sometimes you get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important third down. Completion.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 35-yard line. Washington in motion left. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And it's nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
It'll buy some time right. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 18. That nice pickup of 17 yards.
And these guys certainly not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
In motion right is Thomas. Now they show jet sweep, but instead they run up the middle here. He's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. 2nd down. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling, and this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is
get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. It's Joshua Williams with a pick, and the Chiefs are right back in this football game. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he will be out of bounds after a nice pickup. And that will also lead us to the 2-minute warning. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to be down the wire. To throw is Wentz. 1st and 10 now. Back to throw. Wentz. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. He caught by Tony. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. A lot on the line here, even for just a preseason game. Jobs to be won and lost. It's 3rd down. That's a shot. Complete to his tight end. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. He got out of bounds, that's a good thing, but still short of the first.
And now, since this brings up 4th down, the defensive play caller, grab your nerves, because now you don't want to be so amped up that you give them the 1st down by getting out of your lanes, but you also don't want to just lay back and let it happen easily.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Jags take over in terrific field position. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down. Now remember, no overtime here in preseason. This offense hoping that's a moot issue as they try to finish this one off. Good for a gain of 5. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. A yard all they need, but it's 3rd down. Jones. He'll let this go for the end zone.
This defense has been so stingy all game long. No reason to think it's suddenly going to open up now. They took their shot, but this, like many others, falls incomplete.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They run for it with Bigsby. And he will have a Jaguars 1st down. And that ought to be the one that seals the victory. Another run by Bigsby to the 27-yard line. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
I have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. On the carry, Bigsby. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe to get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time, ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Down to a knee goes Jones, and that should just about seal it. Well, partners, just pre.
Внимание, пожарная тревога. Срочно покиньте помещение. Внимание, пожарная тревога. Срочно покиньте помещение.
Learn how to win. It's important to get it done. To be able to kneel down at the end, even better.
Well, obviously, Charles, this was by no means an offensive track meet. I mean, the defense were the story in this ball game, but hey, they got enough points to get the job done. At the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Definitely right about that part. Such a great scoring game. It really changes everything you had planned to do out there. Fortunately for them, they got just enough scoring to bring home the win, and this type of a game, to play their defense, that became one of their biggest keys.
That's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at EA Sports. The Jaguars are winners here as we say so long from Jacksonville.
The players on your team earned XP. Quickly upgrade your team at the end of each game.
Every day cannot stay the same. Yeah. But one thing that's never gonna change. Forever, ever, forever, ever, forever, forever reign. Forever, ever, forever, ever, forever, forever. People they make go and dollars they make grow and everything's for show, but I will remain cold and eager. The queen don't talk to the meager, a leader. Who you know in the Zephyr? Been through the trenches, gutter fields and stenches. Gone ball, they filling up the benches. Half-court shooter, spitting from the medulla. Life for the game, they talking like I'm the doula. Nobody want a doula, defend the throne. I'm a dog in the zone and your man's is bones. I don't fear the stones, I flash the paws. Don't be talking to me crazy with no glass jaw. Got a code on, couldn't decipher. Watch the way you talk when you talking to me. And if you didn't know, it's the NEC. Every day cannot stay the same. Yeah. But one thing that's never gonna change. Forever, ever, forever, ever, forever, forever reign. Forever, ever, forever, ever, forever, forever. If you don't love me, you must hate yourself. Either way you play with me, you gon' play yourself. Don't be stupid, decide that I'm the same. A new rover and they still ain't got the range. Can't even hang with, doing big things, but the fame ain't changed. Trying to maintain, but your chain can't blame. On a new plane, but your main can't tame this. Same dame, but the rock got bigger. Might buy the drop top, got more figures. Pull up in the lot, still block pop, pop. The posse can spot. Come and go, but I still check. Now I ain't saying I'm the best, I'm just saying that you're not. I got it all, baby, give it everything you got. And arrogant, sitting in the booth, I ain't even gotta lie, cause you know that I'm the truth. Every day cannot stay the same. Yeah. But one thing that's never gonna change. Forever, ever, forever, ever, forever, forever reign. Forever, ever, forever, ever, forever, forever.
It's week 2 of the NFL preseason, where depth charts and playbooks will be put to the test. We're about 15 miles from the Atlantic coast in the northeast corner of Florida. Welcome to Everbank Stadium here in Jacksonville. We thank you for joining us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson. It is week 2 of the preseason. Greg, as the coaches get ready for this one, you never know a preseason game was what we were preparing for. There was a focus and intensity after getting on the field for the first time as a unit in week 1.
You're exactly right, Mike. We had an opportunity to meet with these coaches, and from the way they talked, you would have thought this was week 10 of the regular season. And I think really what it boils down to, this is another great opportunity to have your players play in live, full contact, full competitive against another opponent. You don't get a lot of those opportunities nowadays in practice, and both these coaches want to take advantage of this opportunity here today.
He fields it at the 8. Oh, no, right at the start, he loses the football. Special teams has come up with the recovery. And he's going to take it in for the touchdown. Whoa! Have a friend in the right spot at the right time.
I am conquesting it. I am conquesting it. I am conquesting it. You need to do for Bill Trump.
What a tremendous mistake there. You want to secure the ball and give it to your offense, not give it up to the other team for a touchdown.
Yeah, and I think this is the fine line that all kick returners face, Mike. I think they all want to be impact players. When they get the ball in their hands, they think every play can be 6. But sometimes you got to know when it's over. You got to make sure at the end of this play, my offense is able to take the field and maintain possession. In this case, not only do you turn it over, you give them a quick touchdown on the other side.
Is our score as this kick is sent in the air. This fielded at about the 9. And he'll work this one past 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Buccaneers led out by their quarterback, Baker Mayfield. He was in Cleveland and Carolina, and then with the Rams. But now year 2, and it feels like he's found a home. Greg, here with the Buccaneers.
They have to feel good by seeing Baker Mayfield back established as a franchise NFL quarterback. He had such a tough journey these last couple years, bouncing around multiple spots around the league. And then last year, down in Tampa, he has a chance to get them to the NFC Championship game just a few days away. He continues to play up to his potential. This team's going to be tough to beat. I think the days where cornerbacks are either unwilling or unable to be involved in the run game, I think those days are over, Mike. I think when you look around the landscape of today's NFL, yes, you have to cover, but you also have to be able to come up and tackle.
Second down, Baker. They'll set up the screen to White. Finding space at the 40. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
That's already 2 catches for this guy. We haven't even seen him hand the ball to him yet, and that's really what these running backs have become in the league. They're really just all-round weapons, and if the ground game's not working, you can go to the air, and vice versa. The more times this guy touches the ball, the better it is for this offense. Security. Which team does a better job protecting it, and which team does a better job taking it away?
Jacksonville comes out with a former number 1 overall pick. Trevor Lawrence, their quarterback, 6'6", tall and talented. Greg, hard to believe in his season 4 for Lawrence after his days at Clemson.
You think back just a few years ago, Mike, Trevor Lawrence coming out of Clemson, he was regarded as one of the top quarterback prospects of the last decade, and at times he's fit the billing, but it's been the inconsistency, protect the ball, turnovers. If he can clean up a lot of those miscues, he could be one of the top quarterbacks in this league.
Into the end zone. Travis Etienne. Touchdown, Jaguars. So the turnover turns into a quick touchdown, and Greg, exactly how you want your offense to take care of business.
Anytime your defense can create those sudden change situations, Mike, absolutely, you have to take advantage of it. 1 second, you're sitting on the bench going over your next drive. All of a sudden, after that turnover, you've got to be able to get out on the field and go take advantage of the short field and results in a nice touchdown.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Bucs offense going to take over now for the second time. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. They'll run with the third-year man. It's Rashad White. And he's going to be stuck well behind the line of scrimmage. A play going absolutely nowhere.
Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles. Done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
Godwin working the right side. Now he's loose at the 40. He has got this one all the way down to the 2-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. 1st down and goal. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
Rockland, good on the extra point. And the Buccaneers are on the board. It's now 14-7. Here's McLaughlin now after the score. He'll kick this one away. Keelan Robinson to return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Jaguars offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. He's going to take a shot down the field. And that is incomplete.
There's only a handful of guys in the league who legitimately have world-class speed, and he's one of them. I mean, he's the type of weapon that you 3 or 4 times a game have to just say, okay, my guy, he's faster than your guy. We're going to send him deep and let it fly. And even though that one falls incomplete, you have to continue to sprinkle that in because it makes everything else in your passing game that much easier.
He was trying to get it to Christian Kirk. Now it's going to be 3rd down. Working out of the gun is Lawrence. Open man, that's Duvernay. 17 yards on that play. That's good for a Jaguar. 1st down.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important. Like everybody stresses, we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Now Lawrence bootleg. Oh, a dangerous throw there is intercepted. Picked off by Jamel Dean. And he is going to bring this one Big play for the defense to get on the board. Quarterback trying to keep that play going. Instead, sees it go back the other way.
And the quarterback's doing a nice job of keeping his eyes down the field, but he doesn't sense the pressure. And I think that pressure, Mike, is what caused that errant pass. And not only does it lead to the turnover, but it leads to the pick six.
So back to level after the touchdown. Time for the kickoff. On the return, it's Robinson. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here comes the Jacksonville offense now, heading back.
Another quarterback, man.
This one, everything we could have hoped for to this point. All even at 14. They'll start this drive with first down. Shotgun now for Jones. Duvernay with the grab. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. He'll come up now for second down and 4. Play action now, it's Jones. Down the field, he's got Duvernay. It's been a busy first quarter for him so far. His third catch goes for a first down.
This is a great example, Mike, of just how effective it is when you're efficient on early downs throwing the ball. I mean, when you can pick up first downs without getting the third down, as the game unfolds, things just get easier and easier. Take what the defense is giving you. Don't force the ball downfield. But when you can stay ahead of the chains without having to get to third and half plays, that's when an offense is really fun. He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game. Like, we just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
And he's taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. The Jags will use the first of their timeouts here. Here's 3rd and 7. Working from the gun, it's Jones. That's deep to the back of the end zone. That is going to be He's got it. Kevin Duvernay. Touchdown, Jacksonville. So they take the shot downfield, and it is caught in the end zone for a touchdown. What a good play that is, good.
Absolutely, Mike. And the key to a play like this is when the ball travels this far in the air, they teach you, don't look back, look up, because that's where the ball will be. And in this case, he was able to secure it and come away with a big touchdown.
On comes Patterson for the PAT. His kick is good. And the Jaguars have broken the deadlock as they move out to a 21-14 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. This one was taken in the end zone, no run back forthcoming, and the ball coming out to the 30. The Buccaneers offense getting ready now to start this second quarter. They're searching here for the tying score, down 21-14, and they'll begin 1st and 10.
To throw is Mayfield. And he's going to have to keep this one. And down he goes.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the third sack of the game. This defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down. Coordinator wants to operate in.
Duvernay to return. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Jaguars offense ready to get back at him. They'll begin with 1st and 10. It's Jones. He's going to let this one go deep. And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be 1st and goal.
As that play unfolded, Mike, I thought he was going to have a chance to find the end zone for the second time here today. And I'll be honest, if I'm the play caller, by the end of this drive, I might give him one more shot at the end zone. But either way, they got to be thinking coming away here with 6.
So after the big play to start, now we have 1st and goal. They'll run it here with Etienne. And he'll lose yardage here. The defense standing strong in the red zone. They drop him back at the 10. From a little further back, here's 2nd and goal. A give for Etienne, heading right. And the defense stiffening here. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. 3rd and goal coming up.
Give credit to this defense, Mike. Their back's against the wall, and they're standing tall so far. Nothing on those first 2 runs. We'll see what the offense has in store now as they bring up 3rd down.
Jones now on 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete. Gabe Davis, the intended receiver. And now it's 4th and goal. Patterson's kick is good. And the Jaguars going to extend their lead. It's now 24-14.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in 1st and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
They'll get across the 20, knock them down to the 23-yard line. The Buccaneers offense ready to get back to work. The deficit is 10, 24-14. So work to do as they come up for 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run by White. Not much happening there, just a short gain. half. Back with more from Jacksonville after this timeout. Here's 2nd and 9. Out of the pistol, it's Mayfield. In trouble, and down he goes.
This is the epitome of team defense. Not only are you able to rush the passer and put relentless pressure on the play after play, but the coverage on the back end is so tight. There's just nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball. You see him just continue to hold the ball that extra second in the pocket, and with the way these guys are pass rushing, that's all the time they need.
On 3rd down, it's White. That's not going to work at all. They managed to only get back to the line of scrimmage. Very short to 1st down. 4th down coming up.
Well, maybe he's counting a little bit, Mike, on this defense being in pass mode, and maybe you can catch him off guard with the run call. In this case, the defense was ready for all of it. They hold them to no gain. They're going to have to bring out the punt team.
This will be returned from the other side of midfield. And they'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Jags offense going to take over here in the last minute of this first half. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, trying to add to it. It begins with 1st down. Duvernay in motion. On 1st down, Jones. And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
Linebackers in general have the reputation of being very instinctive players, and I think we saw it there on that last pass breakup. The ability to diagnose and read the play almost before it even starts. It allows them to be in the right spot at the right time and allows them to make the play.
Incomplete. Very good job defensively. Stayed right with them. And we'll bring up 3rd down. Throwing, Jones. On target. Davis, he's got it. They pick up 17 through the air. 1st down, Jacksonville. So, we are at halftime in this preseason matchup. As we said here a couple hours out from here in Orlando. That game we in our studios at the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Mike, thanks very much. Back to you and Greg in just a moment. I want to remind everyone, this is week 2 of the preseason. These two teams will have one more tune-up after this next week, before the regular season gets started on the Thursday following Labor Day. In our game, still a lot to keep an eye on. Roster spots are going to be won or lost depending on these next 2 quarters. So let's get back to it, as I'll hand it back over to Mike and Greg. Both these teams running through their final adjustments. It's time for the second half. And for the call, let's get it back out to Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. On the return, it's Parker Washington. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Jaguars offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this 3rd quarter. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Jones. He'll take a shot with miss. That is knocked away. Incomplete. Good coverage there defensively. All over him. And it'll be 2nd down.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback. It's pretty remarkable at this stage, Mike, that they're even winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often, and it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page.
He finds Mims. It's complete. 12 yards on that hookup. That's good
capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
Again, they'll throw with Jones. He'll let this one go. Deep for Thomas. And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be first and goal.
They really showed off their connection on that pitch and catch, Mike, and just really good ball placement and really good separation downfield. And when those two things align, it's just really challenging for a defender to stay with them, take that play away.
From 6 yards out, it's first and goal. In motion comes Thomas. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. Down to the 4, it'll be second and goal. Now Jones on the bootleg. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete. Brian Thomas, the intended receiver. And now it's third and goal. With that, we'll take a look at the draft class from back in April. You see they went offense with their first selection, getting help at the wideout position, and they think they've got a guy who can develop into a big-time target as the years go on. And that's going to line up uncatchable out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip.
Doug Peterson, none too pleased with that call, and out comes the challenge flag. And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over. Remember, the call on the field is what they'll stick with unless they have clear, incontrovertible visual evidence to the contrary. In other words, it's got to be the truth. Decision to challenge does not pan out, and it will also cost them a timeout. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Jaguars will extend their third quarter lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown when you find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
Now it's Bucky Irving to return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with first and 10. Carry now for Edmonds. And he'll get forward for about a yard. Devin Lloyd, the linebacker, there to stop. Trapped. That's caught. Free Palmer. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They have a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
He's going to be taken down, but there's a late flag in the backfield that might give him 15 more yards. They'll come up here, first and 10. Here's Trask to throw. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense
yards out. McLaughlin's kick is good. And the Bucks will cut into that lead.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Washington now to return it. And he brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Hawkins offense and Mac Jones heading back out onto the field. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. Downfield, it's Thomas. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Everyone talks about all the physical qualities to play quarterback in the NFL, Mike, and of course that's a given, but it's really the cerebral approach to the game that separates the best from everybody else, and I think both of those things were on display there, as he did not only a great job of finding the vulnerabilities of the back end, but then once his guy was there, it was that arm talent that put the ball in the exact right spot to allow his guy to make the big play.
A run up the middle with Bigsby. Can he get away? No! He's going to be taken down behind the line. So these teams trade field goals. The NFL preseason after this. To throw is Jones. He'll take a shot back of the end zone. That one broken up. It's incomplete. All over him down the field. It'll set up third down.
I could sit up here all day, Mike, and we could talk about the missed throw, but I think a lot of the credit has to go to the pass defense. Not only did they do a good job making it difficult for them to complete the pass, but I think they saved the touchdown along the way.
That catch puts him over the 100-yard mark here tonight, and it gives the team a first down.
That might end up being the backbreaker right now. This defense desperately needed to get off the field and give their offense a chance to cut into this two-score lead. But instead, they now got to defend a fresh set of downs. And as you look up at this clock, they might be running out of time. At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Back to throw is Jones. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
And the success of this play, Mike, all comes down to the timing of the defender. You get there a little bit too early, you risk pass interference. You get there a little too late, it's a big pass completion. Timing your hand and playing through the ball is something they work on with these defenders all the time. And next time they throw the ball downfield, I wouldn't be surprised if they target somebody else.
Three in the game, as this one is also good. And the Jaguars add on to their lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
On the return is Trey Palmer. And he will get cut down short, shy of the 20-yard line. Here's the Tampa Bay offense. They're going to take over once more. They try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. They set tight end in motion. On play action, he'll set up to throw.
This one is brought in by Jarrett. He'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. To throw. And he's got Palmer. It's complete. And a big strike for good yardage there all the way up to midfield. A throw left side, but it's incomplete. Jalen McMillan, what he was looking for there. And it'll bring up 2nd down. Now, faking the give. He'll take a shot down the middle of the field. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
They're lucky to have avoided this mistake here, Mike. In the 4th quarter, with possessions running out, that would have been a critical backbreaking play in this game. And they're going to have second life now after that defender drops the ball. Let's see if they can take advantage of it.
That's deep for the back of the end zone. To the end zone, it's intercepted. Picked off by the former Florida State Seminole. And the Jaguars will take over here at their own 12.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you were sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
Here's 1st and 10. They're going to start this on the ground with Bigsby. And the Jaguars 1st down. Tackles made at the 23-yard line.
2-possession lead, 4th quarter. This is the time, Mike, when you really can rely heavily on your run game. Everybody in the stadium knows you're going to run it, including the defense. They just can't come up with an answer to stopping it.
In motion comes Thomas. They show can't sweep and instead run it up the middle. And this time they are ready for him. Thrown for a loss, and it's 2nd down. Once again, it's Bigsby. Oh, yeah. Consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. Going for it all. And that is incomplete.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it. Continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath. You know, more often than not in the NFL, games are won based on who wins critical downs. Well, that 4th down attempt right there was exactly that, and this defense came up huge.
This is 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. He'll drop for Edmonds. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. Here's 2nd down. To throw is trapped. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do they bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. They get
to the sideline and intercepted.
These second half red zone opportunities are critical, Mike. I mean, you're not going to score every single time you get down here, but it feels like at this point in the game, this might be my last chance to get this deep. You've got to make the most of those limited opportunities. At least come away with 3. You're hoping for 6, but in this case, you come away with 0.
The home team's offense getting set to get back to work. It's been 2 weeks and 2 strong performances in this preseason so far. The backup's going to try to finish things off here. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. On play action, it's Jones. He'll let this one go deep down the right side. Eddie Jackson had the nice coverage, able to break that one up.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender. You're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but they continue to get that matchup. This quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
Free play as he'll look to throw it. He locates the big tight end, DeGuara. And he's going to have this one up near the 28. Timeout here, Tampa Bay. That is their second. They'll be disappointed there after giving up the first down. Now, it's Jones. Going up top. That ball broken up. It is incomplete. They tried the shot on first down. Couldn't connect. It'll bring up second down. Shotgun now for Jones. Finding his tight end. And he's going to be taken down inside the 40-yard line. We go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Again, it's Jones. Completion. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They got it inside the 15. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially that it's not too serious. Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. Jones to the air again. And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play.
Like we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. 2 guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Here's a 2-point try. Jones bringing the offense to the line. Out of the gun, they're going to run, and it's big.
Not a real complicated breakdown needed here, Mike. In short yardage situations like that, if you have confidence in both your back and your offensive line, Sometimes it's the simplest plays that have the best results.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Palmer now to return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Buccaneers offense ready to take over possession of the football. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. Now Trask. That's through right side, but incomplete.
Can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there, or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right. And I think it's a big part of the reason they find themselves trailing here in the fourth quarter.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. For my partner Greg Olson, for our entire team, I'm Mike Jones. This has been
Внимание, пожарная тревога. Срочно покиньте помещение. Внимание, пожарная тревога. Срочно покиньте помещение.